All right, you are County Commissioner John Nanny here in Irion County. We're in Barnhart, Texas. Tell me what the community was like 5 years ago.
Oh, well, we were a pristine little community.
Talk a little bit louder because we've got a machine running next to us.
We were a very lovely little community of local citizens, but that has changed dramatically. A lot of the old-timers sold out and left due to the increase in traffic, and a lot of them sold out and left from the frac sand stuff. They are having breathing difficulties. So, yes, we went from a close-knit little community of locals to what we are now.
How many people were here initially?
I would imagine at that time there was about 110, 115 people.
Bet you knew every one of them.
Yes, grew up with them.
How many locals, as you refer, are here now?
I wish I knew. There's probably less than 50.
Oh my gosh. And so this is a result of the frac sand transloading plant being put into operation. It's been going how long?
About 3 years, I think.
About 3 years. So you've seen your friends and your neighbors move away. Tell me what other changes.
Oh man, used to we'd be able to let the kids play in these highways, and now they're afraid to even leave, get outside in their front yards.
Because of?
Traffic. I mean, like this morning right here by the community center, I nearly got ran over because frac sand trucks are lining both sides of the highway, and you have to pull out to the yellow stripe in order to see if anyone's coming. Well, there was one.
Wow. Wow. How many, do you have any idea how many trucks are coming through here a day?
Oh man, probably over 1,000.
Over 1,000 trucks
well, one
a day.
Day down here on County Road 131, we clocked them at over 150 per hour.
150 trucks per hour.
On a Cleachy road.
How many train loads are coming in a day?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I know all night long we get to listen to that horn on that little moving thing that they spot those cars with.
We understand that there are 7 truckloads per train car.
That would be about right, yes.
Yeah. So, how has this impacted you personally?
Well, other than the traffic and the sand that we're breathing, getting to my ranch out here is, my ranch is 6 miles off of the highway down a Cleachy Road, and that takes me 45 minutes to drive it because the roads are destroyed.
So the trucks are going in and out of your property as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
all, oil field
Yeah.
related, yes.
Right.
And of course I'm on leased land, so I have no say.
Except to use more of your time to go up and down that road.
Well, and repair things that they destroy, pick up
Yeah.
the trash they threw out, and that kind of thing.
So, did Barnhart used to have restaurants, convenient? What kind of economy was going on here?
Well, it was a ranch community. We had a service station. Well, of course, the proprietor of it passed away, so that's where the convenience store now is. But we had a convenience store down the street that was, met all of our needs. There was, a cafe right here. We didn't have many businesses, no, but everybody was happy. And now there's those here in the community that actually embraced the influx of the oil crowd and leased out their vacant lots and whatnot. And man, it just turned awful, and greed reared its ugly head, let's say. It turned neighbor against neighbor.
That's sad to hear. I believe you're aware that potentially there may be a frac sand transloading plant in the heart of the city of San Angelo, just down the road from you, which is probably your main community that you drive into for groceries and things. What would you tell the San Angelo citizens about having such a thing just on the other side of the road from you?
I would tell them fight it tooth and toenail, because it's not good. There's times I stop here at this intersection and it takes 45 minutes and more to cross the railroad track.
Because of the train or because of
Train and
trucks?
traffic. Like one morning I got to the post office, the train had the track, or 163 blocked. And when I come out of the post office, the train had cleared. And I sat there for over 30 minutes waiting for traffic from San Angelo to turn south before I could cross.
Wow.
And a lot of times in the afternoons coming in from the ranch, it's the same way.
Okay, I was looking at the main facility is right here across the
Yes.
road. Okay. It looks like it has several rail spurs.
Yes.
So they're backing the train cars onto each spur and then clearing and going, or totally unloading a whole train there, I'm assuming.
Yes.
They're set up for a whole train. So how long for them to unload a whole train does it take when they start? Do you have any idea on that?
No, ma'am, I've never sat and watched that.
That wasn't something off the top of your to-do list.
No.
But you have experienced as long as 45 minutes,
Yeah.
I think you said, that it has blocked your ability to go home.
Yes.
Or come to town or whichever.
And what scares me is there's two crossings of the railroad in Barnhart from the south, and in most instances both of them will be blocked by train. And it's frightening to know that Crockett County ambulances need to come through here to access San Angelo,
Yes.
and they have no recourse. They can't turn around and go back.
So has that impacted any situations where they've had an air flight as opposed to
Well,
ambulance?
We have a helipad right outside of town here on the south side, and we do offload patients from ambulances into Medevac a lot there.
But they could still be prohibited because of the train being in the
this
way.
is our firehouse here, and our first responders are unable to get there in some instances.
Wow.
But I mean, it's been a nightmare here.
What is the name of the facility here? Does it have
It's Texas Specialty Sands.
Texas Specialty Sands? Okay. Have they made any offers to the community to help in regards to any of the safety issues that may be at hand?
To me personally, no. They do contribute to this luncheon occasionally.
Okay. We are at the community center here in Barnhart, and they're getting ready to have their Christmas luncheon today, and we have an invite to eat. With the impact of them coming into the community, and I mean, it's totally changed the whole dynamics of your community. There's no school here, correct?
No, that's
So you
died in
commute
60.
everyone back to,
Well, some of the students go to Murchison and Irion County schools, and some go to Big Lake, Reagan County.
some go to Big Lake, okay? So have there been any incidences with the buses and the trucks?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay. As a county commissioner and the issues that come before you, what dynamics have changed there that y'all are having to look at?
Oh, well. First and foremost, with this influx of the oil business, our first responders are overwhelmed. In a year before the influx of this oil, our fire trucks would go out, 15, 20 times a year. This year alone, as of the first day of December, we've been 155 runs.
You're a volunteer.
Yeah.
Fire department. So the dynamics on that is that's pulling men and women off of their regular jobs or the things they do, or even taking care of their kids at home to make these runs.
Yes.
How are y'all being able to financially do it, also being a volunteer?
Well, the county supplies the fuel and some of the equipment, but we hold a great big fundraiser every fall, the first Sunday in November, and like this year we got better than $30,000 out of that. And some of the ranchers, some of the oil people make donations to us. we get by, but still, in all, there's sometimes when we just aren't able to go. You know, we're run down.
Yeah.
And like our ambulance service, we have a volunteer ambulance service too.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
And, you know, you can't just go out here on the street and say, okay, now you're going to come work on this ambulance because you've got to be certified and all that stuff. So it's hard to get someone to commit to go and take the training to even become an EC, let alone EMT or paramedic. We've got one lady that's working toward getting a paramedic degree or whatever you call it. But, man, a lot of times well, matter of fact, we do contract with Reagan County to come to Barnhart and go to the Crockett County line, go about 16 miles north and east of here, just, you know, 15, 20 miles. They take care of this area because the Mertzonland, by the time they get rounded up a crew and whatnot, it may take 30 minutes. Reagan County has a paid ambulance service, so they can respond that much quicker. They've got one on duty constantly at the station.
How far out are these trucks traveling? The frac sand trucks from here?
A long ways. I know they come through my ranch out there, which is 8 miles south and 8 miles east, and go on that way. They go down Ozona, probably to Irion. I don't know. It's a large area.
So the ambulances and the fire trucks and all of that, the responders, they're covering a huge area as well, as you were describing. Have they had any situations to date where they've, either because of the number of frac sand trucks or the train, have been able to get where they've got to go?
We are delayed some, but normally we will make it.
Okay.
Or doing mutual aid with the surrounding county. If we can't get there, they will.
Okay.
I mean, we work well together. It's for mutual benefit.
What else do we need to understand about what's going on here in considering what may be our future there in San Angelo?
Well, I'm sure the citizens of San Angelo realize that water is a very dear substance, and Barnhart is out of it. We have been fighting this battle for a year and a half now, and we can't supply the residents, let alone the businesses that's coming in here. And we've got people, you know, we've outlawed car washing, any outside watering. It's for household use only. And we still have these businesses that's threatening to sue us because we're not supplying them with enough water. We recently, in June, had a new water well drilled here. It cost $375,000 to complete this well, and we're getting 17 gallons a minute out of it.
Are y'all hauling in water?
We can't afford that. We did back there when our well failed us. We had to haul in water at a cost of 20-something cents a gallon. People, we can't afford that. We have a 35,000 gallon reservoir here, and we could fill that about a quarter of the way full, and we were bankrupt.
Wow. Are the trucking companies or the frac sand, transloading, or any of those pulling water out of your reserves too?
Well, the frac sand has 1 meter down there, so that's negligible amounts, you know, probably less than 3,000 gallons a month. The convenience store, they're using in excess of 40,000 gallons a month. The trailer parks are using 30,000. We've got those limited, you know, we told them if y'all don't start slowing down water usage, we'll put a meter. Because, you know, state of Texas Water Board says that we have that right, and we believe that our residents come first. And these people are using our water resources for profit.
Right.
And, you know, unfortunately our citizens can't water their lawns, they can't wash their vehicles, yet these people are letting the public come in and fill up water trailers, and they're probably charging them for that because it's treated water.
Wow. So some of the main issues that, as far as Barnhart, is It sounds like more than half of the local residents have left in less than 3 years. I think from just hearing from a few of the other ladies that there are some people here that have health issues now.
Yes.
You have a situation where responding to an emergency has now become critical
Yes.
in time because of trucks or trains, and there's not enough water.
Yeah. And we just recently filled to capacity our landfill, the only one in Irion County. I'm going through the process of final closure on that right now. And, you know, before the influx of this oil crowd, we had, you know, like 15 years life left in it. And we filled that up in 3.
Oh my, 15 years worth of life left in your landfill, and it met capacity in only 3. So what currently would you say is the population of Barnhart with the
At what
trailers?
time?
At what time of day? Good question.
I don't know. I don't think anybody here has a realistic number to come at. I don't know. There's a trailer park right beside my house down here. There's probably 30 odd trailers in it. There's other, you know, places around town that's got, and I don't know the number of people that reside in there. You know,
Are they man camps where they've got?
no, these aren't man.
These are
trailer
family
camps.
ones.
But now there is a man camp right down here, and I have no idea of the capacity of it. It's huge.
Okay.
But
And-
they went out down the railroad track and drilled their own water well on a private land, and they got their own licensed operator. They got their own treatment facility. So,
Wow.
but they're competing, of course, with our water.
Yeah. Yeah. So, any last thoughts to share?
Well,
What has there been a positive for the community from having that frac sand transloading plant here?
personally, I don't see it. No.
3 years ago, or 4, when they were looking at bringing this in, were there thoughts that there would be something positive?
I don't recall having heard anything expressed that was a positive opinion on that. We liked our little town the way it was, and of course it's gone forever now. And golly, it's just awful.
Is there any thoughts or rumors in the community of it slowing down with the oil prices coming down?
There has been talk, you know, just like back in the 80s, we had that oil boom and then woke up one morning and it was over. And I mean,
I remember that.
It quit just like snipping it off. And I hear some of the learned people in the oil business hinting toward this. OPEC has really stymied their production here, or their progress, whatever you want to call it. But, you know, they talk about all the good this oil has brought. And now, yes, it has increased the coffers of the county and the towns and school districts and whatnot. But at what cost prosperity? You know, they're making you more money while you're going broke than you can imagine. I mean, it's destroying everything. And our property values here are actually going to go down because of this, you know.
Well, that's a point to bring out. How many homes, you've said more than half have moved away. Have they been able to sell their homes?
Oh, yes. That's
The oil
yes.
people are purchasing them,
Yes.
okay? But you're saying that the value is going
I
down.
will see it decline in another year or so. Yes, I think because there's no water, and I mean, when you have no water, you have nothing.
Yeah, it kind of need it for life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I understand people live a lot longer on food and water than they can oil and gas. I'm not real sure, but
I've heard that rumor as well. Commissioner Nanny, thank you very much for your time today and sharing the good, the bad, and the ugly of having a frac sand transloading plant literally across the street from you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.